Good morning, friends. I hope you're doing well today. It is Sunday, May the 10th, and that's hard to believe because this is week 9 of our quarantine live stream, which is hard to believe. But I hope that you will join us this morning for worship. We'll go live at 9:50, and our time of worship together will start at 10 a.m. And, we've been talking a lot about hope and faith and leaning into Jesus' word. The last couple of weeks, we've talked about Christ, our rock and our redeemer. We've talked about hope that is an anchor for the soul. And those are encouraging things. Today, God has a word for you. And that word comes from a story that's very familiar, from one of the gospel parables about Jesus and his disciples on the sea. And you may already be thinking about what it is you may know about that story, but Jesus performs a miracle there in that storm, and for such a short story, there's so much to unpack. But God has a word for us in that story. God has a word for you in that story today, and that word is peace. And so we're going to lean into that word today. I don't know anyone who would say, "No, I've got enough peace in my life." If you know that person, or if you are that person, would you find me and reach out to me, because I want to be around you. I want some of that to rub off on me, because after the last week that I have had, after the week our church has had, and after 9 weeks that our world has had, we all need a little peace, don't we? I think we do. And so my hope is that for a little while this morning, we can center ourselves on the peace of Christ, and that will be a blessing to you. One of the things that I wish our Churches of Christ congregations would practice, and maybe you're at one that does. I've never experienced it in one of our churches, but maybe it would do us well to bring back the very old practice of the extending of peace to one another. The peace of Christ be with you. I think it would all do us well when we come together to worship to say that to someone, because when you speak peace to someone else and they speak peace back to you, you're sort of forced to take a deep breath and grab a little piece of peace there. Pardon the terrible pun. But we need peace. Our world needs peace, and peace is so much more than just the absence of war. It is the way Paul describes it, something that we can't really comprehend, because it transcends our understanding, and it goes beyond what we can understand. And because it comes from Christ by the power of the Spirit, it takes faith to lean into that peace, doesn't it? So I hope that you will come and receive that word. I hope I will receive that word, and that God will bless us as we seek to lean into his peace this morning. Wherever you are, may the peace of Christ be with you. And if you join us this morning right here on our Gilmer Church page, about 10 minutes till 10, we'll start some music, and then we'll have a 5-minute countdown, and then we'll worship together. And I hope that it is a time of peace, and that it will bring peace out of the calamity and chaos that surrounds us, even in our isolation. So God bless you today. Have a great Sunday.